The Jungle Book, a gentle bedtime retelling of the beloved tale by Rudyard Kipling for young listeners. Once upon a time, deep in a big green jungle, a little baby boy was found in a basket. The baby had big brown eyes and soft dark hair. He wasn't crying. He was looking up at the trees, wide-eyed and curious. A kind wolf mama found him and sniffed gently. "Oh," she whispered, "this little one is not a cub, but he needs a home." The wolf papa came close. "Let's keep him," he said. "We will raise him as our own." They named him Mowgli, which means little frog, because he had no fur like a cub. Mowgli grew up playing with the wolf pups, splashing in streams, and running barefoot through the trees. Mowgli loved the jungle. He had many friends. There was Baloo, the big, sleepy bear who taught Mowgli how to be safe in the jungle. Baloo taught him how to scratch his back on a tree and how to find sweet honey in high places. There was also Bagheera, the sleek black panther, who watched over Mowgli with careful eyes. Bagheera was smart and strong and always ready to help. "I must be brave like Bagheera," Mowgli would say as he leaped over rocks. But not everyone in the jungle liked Mowgli. There was one tiger named Shere Khan. He was big and loud and very proud. "I am the king of the jungle," he roared, "and humans do not belong here." The wolves were worried. They knew Shere Khan was dangerous. "We must keep Mowgli safe," said Baloo. "We must teach him all the jungle ways," said Bagheera. Mowgli listened carefully and practiced climbing, jumping, and listening to the sounds of the forest. One sunny day, Mowgli climbed too high in a tree. Suddenly, whoosh! A group of monkeys swung by and snatched him up. "Come play with us," they chattered. They carried Mowgli high into the trees, laughing and bouncing. But soon Mowgli was scared. "Put me down," he called. The monkeys didn't listen. Down below, Baloo and Bagheera heard his voice. "We must save him," Baloo said. With help from Kaa, the wise old python, they slithered and climbed up to the monkeys' home. Kaa hissed softly, and the monkeys grew sleepy. Mowgli was saved. "Next time," said Bagheera, "stay close." As Mowgli grew, he learned more and more, but Shere Khan still watched him. "He will grow strong," growled the tiger, "and I do not like that." One day, Mowgli saw fire in the village far away. He remembered Baloo's words, "Fire is man's tool, it burns, be careful." But Mowgli had an idea. "Maybe I can use fire to scare Shere Khan." So he carried a little branch with fire on the tip. He held it high. When Shere Khan came close, Mowgli stood tall and brave. "Leave me in my jungle alone," he said. The tiger growled, but he backed away. Fire was the one thing he feared. The jungle was quiet after that. Mowgli was safe. But Bagheera said, "Someday you may want to live with other people." Mowgli thought, "I love the jungle, but I wonder what it's like in the village." One morning, he walked to the edge of the trees. A little girl with a water pot saw him. She smiled and waved. Mowgli took one last look at Baloo, Bagheera, and the jungle he loved. Then he smiled too and walked toward the village. But that wasn't the end of Mowgli's story. He still visited the jungle. He still laughed with Baloo and walked quietly beside Bagheera. And when the moon was full, he howled gently with the wolves, remembering where he came from. The jungle and the village, both were home to Mowgli, the boy who grew up wild and kind. And every night the jungle whispered, "You are one of us." Mowgli now lived in the village with kind people who gave him food, clothes, and a place to sleep. He learned how to carry water, grind corn, and help with chores. But sometimes he missed the trees, the rivers, and his jungle friends. At night, he would look out the window and listen for howls in the distance. "Good night, jungle," he would whisper. "I'll visit soon." One day, as Mowgli played near the river, he heard a splash. "Baloo! Mowgli cried, running to the water's edge. The big bear gave him a wet bear hug. "Little buddy," he laughed. Mowgli giggled and climbed on Baloo's back. They splashed and swam and played bear games, just like old times. "I miss you," said Mowgli. "I miss you too," said Baloo, "but I'm glad you're happy." That night, Bagheera led Mowgli to a quiet part of the jungle. Kaa, the wise old python, was curled on a warm rock. "Mowgli," Kaa hissed kindly, "you are growing wiser." "Thank you," Mowgli said, bowing. "Sometimes being clever is better than being strong," said Kaa. "You must always listen, learn, and think." Mowgli nodded. "I will remember." Sometimes the village children came to play near the forest. Mowgli taught them how to swing on vines and leap across logs. They taught him how to dance and play drums. The children laughed together, and the jungle animals watched happily from afar. Even Bagheera purred with delight. "Two worlds," he said softly, "but one heart." One morning, the birds flew high and fast. "The elephants are upset," called a monkey. Mowgli and Bagheera ran to the clearing. The elephants were stomping and trumpeting. A tree had fallen, blocking their path to water. "We'll help," said Mowgli. With ropes, vines, and teamwork, the people and animals pulled the tree away. The elephants sprayed water in joy. The jungle cheered, but danger still lingered. Shere Khan had not forgotten Mowgli. He returned to the jungle quieter and angrier than before. "I will wait," he growled. "One day the boy will be alone." Bagheera heard him and told Baloo. "We must protect Mowgli," said the panther. The jungle whispered, "We stand together." That night the sky grew dark. Lightning flashed, rain poured, thunder rumbled. A tree near the village caught fire. Mowgli ran to help. He led the children to safety. He called for the elephants. They stomped the fire out with their great feet. Together, animals and people saved the village. Mowgli was a hero. After the storm, the jungle sparkled. Mowgli sat on a hill with Baloo and Bagheera. "You are jungle," said Bagheera. "And village," said Baloo. "You are Mowgli," they said together. Mowgli smiled. "I am both." He hugged them tightly. And that night, as stars twinkled and fireflies blinked, Mowgli snuggled into his blanket and whispered, "Good night, jungle. Good night, home." One quiet morning, Mowgli and Bagheera heard a tiny cry in the trees. They peeked into the bushes, and there was a little lost jackal pup. He was small and scared and shivering. "I'll help you," said Mowgli, gently picking him up. They named him Tiki. Mowgli brought Tiki to the village where the children gave him warm milk and soft blankets. "Now I know how the wolves felt when they found me," Mowgli whispered. Tiki became Mowgli's shadow, following him everywhere. One day, Baloo sat with Mowgli under a tall tree. "Close your eyes," Baloo said. Mowgli did. "What do you hear?" Mowgli listened. "I hear the wind in the leaves, birds calling far away, and something small in the grass." Baloo nodded. "Very good. The jungle speaks if you are quiet." Mowgli smiled. "I'm learning." Bagheera had a surprise. "Today we go to the hidden waterfall," he said. They walked through vines and over mossy stones. The sound of rushing water grew louder. Then, whoosh! A sparkling waterfall came into view. Mowgli gasped. Rainbows danced in the mist. "This is my favorite place," Bagheera said. "Peaceful, strong, secret." Mowgli sat on a rock, feeling calm. "Thank you for showing me." Mowgli had an idea. He asked the village teacher, "Can I show the other children the jungle?" The teacher smiled. "Yes, but be careful." So Mowgli led a jungle school. He taught how to walk quietly, listen to birds, and respect the trees. "Every leaf and creature matters," he told them. Even the monkeys listened from the treetops. One night, Shere Khan crept near the village, growling low. But the jungle was ready. Baloo stood strong. Bagheera circled like a shadow. The elephants blocked the path. Mowgli stepped forward with his torch. "Go, Shere Khan," he said. The tiger growled, but then he turned, tail low, and disappeared into the trees forever. The jungle let out a sigh. He was gone. Mowgli hadn't seen his wolf family in a while. He packed a small basket with fruit and bread and walked deep into the forest. There, in a sunny clearing, his wolf mother nuzzled him. "My little man cub," she said. The wolf pups, now bigger, barked and licked him. They shared food and stories until the stars came out. Mowgli stayed that night, curled up with the wolves under the moon. Mowgli was now a little older. He still played with Tiki. He still visited Baloo. He still listened to Bagheera's wise words. He helped in the village. He helped in the jungle. And he knew that both places loved him. Sometimes he slept under a roof, sometimes under the stars. But no matter where he was, Mowgli was home. The end. Snuggle in, little one. The jungle is quiet now. The trees are still. The moon is bright. And Mowgli sleeps safe tonight.